Hello and welcome to Olean, New York for Heiser Media's coverage of the 2024 Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Championship presented by MVP Disc Sports. I'm Nathan Johnson, joined in the booth today by Jesse Longenecker and Alexis Kerman. We're going to take a quick look at who we have on our card today for this Final Nine. We've got Samuel Wilson out of Slippery Rock, Addison Sells from Liberty, Jesse Longenecker from Eastern Mennonite, and Christian Wilson from Liberty Blue. Alexis, how does this Final Nine fit into the rest of this college disc golf tournament?
Yeah, so the leaderboard you're looking at here through 18 holes, these scores for each team member competing will average into their team score in the end. But this Final Nine will not be counted towards their team score, just goes towards individual singles awards.
Awesome. Will be exciting to see how it plays out. Starting off here on hole one, let's throw it to Rich Longer, the TD, to introduce our card. Sam Wilson leading the way first. Jesse, what are we looking at here on hole one?
Yeah, so hole one's a great entry to the course. Gargoyle Park is a fairly park-style disc golf course, and this is an excellent example of what most of the holes are like.
Yeah, nice little par three, well thrown there from Wilson. Gives it a little bit of an ace run. Got Addison Sells here now. Overturns that one a bit. Catches a tree on the left.
Eastern Mennonite University, Jesse Longenecker.
What are you throwing here,
Exciting that
Jesse?
you're on the card here, Jesse.
I'm throwing a putter right down the middle. There's a number of different options. A lot of people take a hyzer kind of over the road. You're going to see some forehands up the middle and then obviously some straight backhands as well. And I let go of that a little bit early, but I have a long circle two putt.
Not a bad result. Christian Wilson rounding out the card here, also out of Liberty. He is on the Liberty Blue team, whereas Addison is on the Liberty Red team. So some good representation coming up here into New York from Virginia. Goes for that wide hyzer line you were talking about, Jesse, and gets a nice bit of ground play up into circle one. Good way to start his Final Nine.
Yeah, that's a great shot, especially with the trust hanging it over the road.
So a little pitch up here for Addison. Going to be able to save his par. And yep, here's that long look you mentioned, Jesse. Call this one a 45-footer.
Woo! Nice job. Great birdie to start your round off with there.
Oh, and we're getting a highlight
Little
right
replay.
off the back. Love to
What
see
do
it
you
low
putt with,
left.
Jesse?
That was a Challenger OS, so felt great to start the Final Nine off with that putt.
Nice putt there for Christian Wilson. We got two Wilsons on the card, so gonna have to keep them separate. Nice birdie for him. Samuel Wilson now for his birdie, able to knock it down. Good way to get these guys round started, and Addison will round out our hole one here with a tap in par for himself as we jump right along into hole two.
So hole two is very similar to hole one, similar distance at least. You're going to see a lot of people throw a forehand kind of over this stump you see on your left right now and try to skip into the circle here.
Samuel Wilson with the box after a nice birdie on hole one. Hangs this one out pretty wide. Let's see if it has the stability to come back late. Looks like he should have a circle's edge birdie putt.
Looks like you went with a forehand, Jesse. Maybe just a little turned over and low, but still got a ways up there.
Yeah, not the exact shape we're looking for, but got Christian Wilson looking like a similar result here. A little low out of the hand, burns it over a bit.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly common mistake. A lot of people, you don't want to get it too high because then it's skipping off far to the right. So you want to just have it barely coming in over that large stump.
This looks more like the right height here for Addison.
Yes.
Yeah. Great shot. So Jesse, I know you just wrapped up so did you all played singles before this, and now you're just playing for the awards. Was there like a different type of pressure you felt, or in one or the other?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say a little bit. I felt a little bit more pressure during the first round because that counted towards the team scores. But this was definitely unique experience for me, especially with it just being 9 holes.
Great birdie putt there for Samuel Wilson, getting his round started off on a great foot. Yeah, final nines are interesting. Something we saw, I feel like, a lot more in the earlier days of our sport. Very common at majors and big events, but I think the sport of disc golf has kind of gone away from the final 9 in general. So it's cool to see college disc golf trying to bring it back. It's a nice kind of honor, to recognize players that shot well earlier in the tournament and get to showcase their skills on a platform like this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's unique compared to an 18-hole round, just with every shot feeling like it counts a little bit more.
And then in this round, too, for the final 9, you don't just play 1 through 9. It was a mix of holes.
Yes. Yep. We'll see that coming up here shortly. After hole 4, we'll skip to hole 7. And then after 9, we'll have 11 and 13. But still on hole 3 for now.
Yeah, so hole 3, there's a number of different plays. It's a really challenging par 3. You can see it kind of curves the whole way up to the right. It's almost like a horseshoe. But you're going to see some people try to get aggressive and go with rollers. Or you're going to see some people throwing forehands or backhands down into the middle.
Yeah, this is definitely a bonus birdie type of hole. As you see, Samuel kick off early to the right, not the result he was looking for. This played as by far the hardest hole on this final 9 at a 3.41 average. So any sort of sniff of a birdie is looking good. You're going for that super aggressive roller line, Jesse, and it just looks like it catches some trees on the backside.
Yeah, I just didn't quite get over on it enough, and it pushed straight into the trees.
It's definitely a very specific landing zone that you want to hit and then skip or go through. It looks like Addison's going through so much of that with a beautiful forehand shot here.
That is one of the better forehands you're going to see on the hole.
Yeah, it was a great line. Got through everything. He's going to be rewarded with a long birdie look. This one's a bit overturned from Christian. It's going to have a tough scramble from back in there. What was this rough playing? How was this rough playing today, Jesse? Looks pretty thick in there.
Yeah, so the rough straight is not nearly as bad as the rough on the right side, just because you should have some sort of angle to see the pin. But it's definitely a lot of tiny twigs, kind of the size of your wrist, that you have to navigate.
Oh my gosh, he got through so much of that stuff. That was crazy.
Yeah, not a bad shot from Christian. See, Jesse, you're back there as well, trying to poke out of it. And that just barely drifts into the out of bounds. Tough break. As if this hole wasn't hard enough already, they had to add that OB on the right-hand side.
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of brutal. Caught a couple people who didn't know it was there in the first round.
Long birdie bid. Oh my goodness. Really close by Addison. I know he's probably really wanting a birdie after taking par on hole 1 and 2.
Yeah, it would have been a great one to pick up. There were no birdies on this hole, but that is a great par save from Christian, knocking it down. from circle 2 over that pile of, I don't even know, dirt.
Leaf dirt.
Yeah. General rubbish. And
Oh
Jesse
my
knocks down a long one as
goodness.
well.
Nice putt.
Yeah, so there was a drop zone from about 45, 50 feet there that you had to go to if you went out of bounds. So that felt really good to hit those back-to-back, kind of hole 3 and hole 1.
Yeah, putter feeling good early. Looking to give us some highlights. We appreciate it as always. Samuel going to drop a stroke there with the bogey. Addison, par start for him. It's going to be a tight finish here.
This sport is about trust. It's about confidence in your disc. All the untold hours of development and commitment are here for you. The MVP Pro Shop. Start your journey today.
Just the way it goes.
Jumping right into hole 4 here, we have a bit of what some people might call a poke and hope hole with a kind of mounded green, which leads to very exciting putts. But you're going to see a lot of people go with a straight putter up the middle, or even a forehand kind of through the left side is where one of the wider gaps is.
I was gonna say this one looks so difficult. Definitely very pokey-hopey. Going high with a forehand for Addison and just hits one of the hundreds of trees it looks like you can hit out there.
Yeah, a lot of late trees to miss if you want to birdie this one. Christian lining up the turnover route does not work out for him.
Gonna
See
see
if
another
Samuel-
forehand here from Samuel.
Oh, and
Gets
that one
through
gets through.
everything.
Yeah,
Very
he's left
nice.
himself with a probably edge of circle birdie putt going up that hill. Jesse
Jesse's
just
also going with the forehand. Hits a tree.
not an easy scramble from here either. Still some trees to miss, and that might have got a little sneaky on the left-hand side there. But a good result. All these scramble shots just as tough as the tee shot. That one works out well as well.
Yeah, I imagine you take sneaky anytime on this hole. And another really good bid. A little long to circle's edge here.
Yeah, respect the run on the first one, but leaving yourself with that long comebacker, Jesse, is tough one to take. Tough 3-putt.
Yeah, gonna be back-to-back bogeys for me.
Samuel just pulls his right and down the other side of the mound. Has his comebacker almost the same distance, if not longer.
Oh, man. And this is where the wheels can quickly fall off on a hole like this. And, yep, just decides to play it smart, lay it up, take his medicine.
Putting on mounds like this is just so difficult and intimidating. Really good putt by Addison there for his par, though.
Yeah, especially seeing what me and Sam just did. It was great to see that one hit home for him.
Yeah, it was a great scramble. He's just been chugging along steadily, all pars so far this round. Tapping in back-to-back bogeys, like you said, Jesse. Tough result, but still plenty of golf left. Par for Christian as well with a good save, and Samuel going to drop 2 with that double bogey.
Jumping right into hole 7, we have a very tight gap off the tee with kind of a mound in the middle of the fairway, which creates a sort of low ceiling, high floor type of shot with a very tight gap left and right. you're going to see a lot of people go with putters kind of down the middle on a slight hyzer line.
Yeah, that's what Addison was going for there, but bit of an early release, catches something about halfway down the fairway. Shouldn't be too difficult of a scramble. And yep, similar result there for Christian. See if you can bounce back here, Jesse. A couple bogeys on the last 2 holes. So it'd be a good one to pick up. Looks good out of the hand.
This looks so smooth. Woo. Pin high.
Yeah, a little bit too much juice on that one.
But a really nice shot shape and hitting the line you're going for there.
Yeah, Samuel, a couple red numbers on the past 2 holes for him. Goes a little lower and gets a nice skip off the mound. Up well inside the circle, should bounce back well off the double on his last hole. Tough scramble shot here.
Oh, wow, really nice.
That's very nice. There's a lot of small trees over on the left side there, so really great shot to get through.
Christian's trying to do the same thing, and it looks like he does.
Yeah, so still some meat on the bone here for Samuel for his birdie putt, and just not quite feeling the putter right now. Doesn't have the confidence, leaves that one a little left. We got some bushes in the way here. Up and over. Just a bit high.
Hard to get those over the bushes at the right height, I'm sure. Really good comeback though, Jesse. Getting your par here on hole 7.
Yeah, that one felt good. Hit the comebacker.
5th hole of the round total in this final 9.
Yeah, and with nobody off to any crazy hot starts here, we are going to have the chase card, even the 3rd card potentially coming into play. So these guys definitely need to be worrying about more than just their fellow card mates when it comes to holding off the competition.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see what lead card can do in these next 4 holes, and if they can hold on to their spots here.
Yeah, being 5 holes in, things are starting to kind of settle in, but there's still plenty of holes left to catch the leaders. As we see hole 8, it's a par 3, 312 feet. It's a bit of a weird angled shot, kind of an early turn in fairway and then straightening out to this nice grassy green with a little bit of OB behind it.
Yeah,
looks like Addison's going for a forehand turnover down the fairway here.
Great shot.
Flips it up and it pans really nicely.
Very nice shot.
Yeah, gonna have a long birdie look from there. I love that turnover forehand play, especially with a fairway like this that moves left early and then kind of straightens out. It's a little harder to throw the backhand, but Christian going for it anyway, just kind of catches that backside. Going backhand mid-range here, Jesse, or maybe a putter?
Yeah, that's the same disc I threw on the first one. It's a pure.
Yeah, it gets a little bit of flip up and push.
Yeah, that left side is a very common result for the backhand. So you see Addison and
Samuel here throwing also a turnover. Hits the fairway, and we'll have a long look at a birdie putt just like Addison.
Christian from the woods there, just pitching out. We'll be able to save the par. Long birdie look for Samuel, just a bit low.
Now we've got Addison up with his birdie look. Nice putt. Finally gets green on his scorecard after all the pars. I'm sure that feels really good. He's been playing super steady.
Yeah, on a course like this, with a lot of rough, a lot of trees to catch, can be important to just play steady. A lot of bogeys on the card already. Jesse, just a tough putt to miss there. Finds the out of bounds, doubly punishing. Good par for Wilson there. Both Wilsons, actually. And yeah, going to be a tough bogey for you, Jesse. After a good drive, but just a bit off on that putt.
Hole 9 of Gargoyle Park is a 315-foot straight shot through a nice grassy fairway with an early tight gap. There's a number of different gaps to choose. You'll see some forehands, some backhands, and then there's OB riding the right side the whole way to the basket.
Of course, we've got Addison here throwing a forehand. He's been throwing these pretty consistently all round so far. It's definitely working out for him. Looks like he might have pushed that a little too hard and straight through the gap he hit.
Yeah, just a bit wide. Didn't quite have the stability to come back towards the basket. Love a nice choose-your-own-adventure hole like this. Players can play to their strengths, pick the shot shape that suits their game the best, but that is not what Christian Wilson was looking for. Hits an early tree, kicks right into the out of bounds. That is going to be quite a punishing result, and similar result for Samuel. Kicking left, still inbounds though, so he will have a chance to save the par.
Yeah, it's tough. You want to throw it with some power to get it to the basket, but at the same time you need to hit the gap, or else, you see one kicks left, one kicks right, equally bad results.
Hopefully no kicks on this one for you. That is a nice initial gap hit. Just a little bit low, though. Doesn't quite get all the way up to the basket. Going to be another long birdie look. Oh, man, and he still has to make this Mando.
Yeah, this was a really creative shot. It nearly got through, but it just caught some branches on the left side. But really great idea.
Oh, man, this spot looks tough. Just a high pitch out forehand shot to the fairway there for Samuel. And then a nice up and down, and hopefully he can secure his bogey.
Very nice approach for Christian.
Another tough lie from the rough here, but well thrown. And yeah, closest to the pin here. Some struggles for the whole card on 9. Got yourself a long look. Oh, but catches a branch. Couldn't even see it.
Oh, no,
Blended in with the background.
Branch.
So another long par look. Well done.
But
Making yourself work for these pars, Jesse.
Yeah, I don't like tapping pars.
It's good. It's good to get the putting practice in, you know. You never know
Right.
when it's going to come in handy. Important putt here to secure the bogey for Samuel. Drops him to 8 under. Most likely going to give Addison a 1-stroke lead after this hole.
Yeah, Addison keeping it clean so far, and you can really see that's not been the case for the rest of us on the card. So I think what's been doing it for him is his short approaches, like we saw a scramble shot right here, and knocking down putts.
Yeah, he is giving himself some tap-in pars, which, contrary to popular belief, is a nice thing to have.
Hole 11 here, kind of a low ceiling shot, pretty far, 356 feet. Many different plays here. You can see some forehands down the middle, straight shots down the middle. You just got to throw it straight.
Yeah, a lot of these similar distance, mid 300-foot shots on this course. If you've got that flip-up backhand or baby flex forehand in your arsenal, you're going to be using it a lot here. Might have to disc up on this one, though, a little bit longer than the other holes we've seen. Good shape to that one from Jesse, but just a bit low, coming up short again.
High ceiling got Samuel there that you were talking about, Jesse. Just hits one of those cross branches and hits right down.
That's the branch you're going to see a lot of people hit as this one squeaks through.
Well, Christian got a really nice skip off of that branch instead.
Yeah, I'll have a long birdie look from there. A couple scramble shots first. This one leak a little long from Samuel. He's going to have a comebacker. Couple long birdie putts. Call this one a 60-footer from Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. We just talked about it. You don't want to be tapping in. You want these long putts.
Yeah, I like to make it interesting. I threw that one short on purpose.
All planned, right?
Yeah.
All right, going to a forehand putt here.
Very creative.
All right, so big putt here for Samuel to save his par from about 30 feet or so and just a bit high. So he is going to drop back a stroke as well.
Great comebacker, though.
Yep, puts him at 7. Looking like Addison will have himself a 2-stroke cushion on this card going into the last hole. But we do have some folks on the chase card hanging around that 8 under mark, so never know what'll happen. That was a good par save there from Christian, as Addison taps in his par as well.
Hole 13 and the final hole of our final 9. See, par 4 with the gap early. You're going to see a lot of space out to the right, so you'll see some people throw backhand turnovers or forehands, and then just an approach to this slightly tucked away green behind these big guardian trees.
Are you thinking eagle here? Got to make up 2 strokes going roller?
Yeah, so I figured, what is there to lose? So I decided to get pretty aggressive and just didn't quite hit the gap.
I respect that decision. Got to go for the win, especially in an event like this where this final 9 is just for the podium placement. So
Right.
Like the aggressive play. Addison not going to be playing aggressive, just needs to hit this gap, give himself a chance. Does catch something late, but gets out into the open, which is goal number 1.
Yeah, he hit the initial gap, so that was job done for him.
Oh no, and then Christian hits this first tree on the right. He's just been offline a little bit this final 9.
Samuel here gonna have to try to get himself a birdie at least to put on the pressure. This looks like a great tee shot though, absolutely smoked.
Yeah, this is a great line. Got himself the whole way up there for a look.
All right, he's got a chance to maybe make up a couple strokes. Christian with a good recovery gets himself out into the open as well. Oh, and you do have a nice little gap here over a short tee pad.
Come on back. Wow.
Yeah, and that's well out to the right side, which should be a relatively easy upshot in.
All right, big shot here for Addison. It's looking good, but does come up a bit short. So he's going to have a circle 2 look for the birdie to get himself to 10 under.
Yeah, that one had just a bit too much heat on it. It's going to have a long circle 2 look coming back at the basket. And that's a very common mistake because you can't see the bottom of the basket from the fairway, so it's hard to judge the distance.
Samuel giving that a run, but catches a late tree, so no eagle for him. Long birdie look from yourself, good effort. But just going to have to settle for finally a tap-in par. And I'm guessing Addison was looking at the scores because he's laying that one up. And he knows what the result is going to be.
Yes, very, very well played hole by Addison. He stayed calm the whole way through, not too much up, not too much down. And look at the result for him.
Yeah, 1 under was all it took to get himself to 9. And as we'll see on the leaderboard, he was able to take down his card mates and the rest of the field in this singles final 9 and singles portion of the Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Championship. A couple more tap-ins here as we round out our card. And there's your champion, Addison Sells.
Give it up for your 2024 Mid-Atlantic Regional Champion, Addison Sells!
I'm sure that feels really good for Addison. Winning a regional event in the singles division goes towards their overall season rankings. We have individual and team rankings, so he'll get added on to that for this season.
Love to see it. As you can see by the leaderboard, it was a super tight race in this singles portion of the event. We will have the team portion of this Mid-Atlantic Collegiate Regional coming for you in the coming days, so make sure to subscribe to Heiser Media's YouTube channel to catch all of that coverage. For Alexis, Kerman, and Jesse Longenecker, I'm Nathan Johnson. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.